Hello, my name is SM and I welcome you in my very first YouTube class. I'm going to guide you today in the active hip mobility and then we will finish with really nice and yummy in yoga stretch. So prepare a couple of your blocks and feel free to use any music of your choice. I also will add my favorite playlist to this video. Let's get started. Let's start our practice today in really nice and juicy cat and cows. So dropping the belly towards the floor, untuck your chin, look forward, elbows soft, looking towards the hips, and let it sink here, finding a movement, maybe moving from side to back and forth, from side to side. And as you push the floor away, round your upper back, tuck your ribs in, look towards your navel possibly or between your knees. Tucking the chin, hold it here. Feel the scapulas moving towards the sides of the body. And release. Let's do this a couple of more times and take it circular. So we're going to coming from the side into the cat. And from here towards the other side, dropping the belly to the floor. One more time in the opposite direction. As we start this movement, we're already connecting breath to the movement of the torso and notice how it affects. All right, from here, grab your yoga block and place it on your hips. So we're going to do the hip flossings, but make sure the yoga block stays tightly on the hips. And for that, we're not opening the hips. Pick up the right knee off the floor, and as you rotate it out, let the knee move forward and the ankle follow it. And as you reach the limit here, let the knee follow again, start the movement, and bringing it up again towards the beginning. So we are drawing the circles with the knee. The ankle here is only following and in the opposite direction. And bringing knees together. Now moving towards the other side, picking up the left knee off the floor, letting it start the movement and making sure the yoga block is still on the hips. It's alright if it falls. And one more time. Keeping the spine neutral, that means we're not bending it through the lower back, nor rounding. And release. Whew. Letting go of your yoga block. We're gonna come back again on our fours. And from here, try and bring the left knee towards the chest. And as you do so each time, try and push the floor away as you protect the scapulas. So coming into this angry cat, maybe tucking the chin under. And on the last one, we're going to let the left foot land right next to the left palm. Adjust if you need to. What I like to do here is to find a deeper, wider stance between the foot and the knee. And from here, we're going to pulse. Find some movement, maybe from side to side. Make it really gentle and fluid. What I like to do is to gently pulse it. Let my hips get used to this sinking movement. And maybe moving the hips towards the back of the mat, keeping the knee bent. Gliding it back and forth. And on the last one, finding the stillness. And here, let your hips sink in as you still try to point the right hip bone towards the mat. And now from here, we're going to open the chest towards the left side. Palm goes above you, an option to reach the palm behind. If you are doing this in the morning, this could feel really sticky. That's all right, take your time. And as you bring the palm in front of you, reach into something in front of you to the point you want to twist your shoulders in the opposite direction. Let's do this a couple of more times, reaching back actively or above you. And again and forward. Moving back and twisting it to the front and opposite. Last one to hold as you reach, actively trying to pull to reach on something, and let the left foot to come on its outer edge, outer side of the foot. We're trying to push that left knee away from the body and sinking the hips maybe deeper. Feel free to not to go that far. And bring back again to center. And bring the knees together to circle the hips out, to rebuild the balance. Whew, I could feel already. And now we're gonna move on the opposite side. Bringing the right knee towards the chest. And do it a couple more times, maybe pushing the floor away, maybe rounding, maybe knee to nose. And on the last one, we're going to bring the knee to the chest and let the right foot fall on the outer part of the right arm. And pulsing, finding the movement. And pausing, finding the movement, finding gentle, fluid movement. Remember, motion is the lotion to hydrate those parts that we're going to work on. And again, as you find stillness, let your hips sink. Inhale your belly in, let the hip bone point towards the mat. And on the inhale, we're gonna open the chest, twist towards the right side, hand goes above you or behind. And as you reach back, this side of the leg is so different. And we're going to reach into something in front of you and actively, to the point you want to twist on the opposite side. Let's do this 3 more times. 3, 2. Notice that the movement of the torso is so much affecting on your hips. And the last one to hold. And as you hold this one, let your foot and the knee fall onto the right side. And we're actively pressing that leg away and actively reaching. And bringing it back towards the center. We're going to circle the hips out again to rebuild the balance. And we're gonna come towards the lizard lunge onto the left leg once more. So as you come into your lizard, tuck your back toes. And from here, we're going to engage the back leg. Pick up the back knee off the floor. The back leg is extended to its max. If you have hyperextended knee joint, feel free to keep the gentle bend, because that sometimes could make you feel uncomfortable. And we're going to move from here a little bit more, picking up the knee continuously. And on the last one, as you pick up your knee, shift the weight onto the left foot. We're going to let the left palm come off the floor. If you want more, let the both hands pick up off the floor and hold here. Let's focus on our breath, making it really slow. Balancing on both these super active legs. Make sure you're not letting the torso lay down on the leg, on the front leg. And hands on the floor. Release. Switch up the sides. We're gonna go directly into the right leg side. Same thing. As you press through the floor, maybe helping yourself with the hands. Extend the back leg. Several times, gently activating, waking those muscles up. And on the last one, we're going to hold it, Shift the weight on the right leg side. Pick up one hand, right hand. The other one goes up if you feel so, and hold here. Focusing on the breath takes your mind away from the pain. Make sure you're not letting your torso collapse. You're actively holding your torso up with the strength of your legs. And on the last one, we're going to bring your palms on the floor and release. Rebuilding the balance once more again. And as you bring your right foot in front of your palms, we're gonna come into this warrior two. So front leg is very straightforward. The back leg, feel free to point it 45 degrees in or parallel to the mat or even out. It doesn't really matter today. What I want you to focus on your front leg. So as you point that knee away, sending it to the side, making sure that the front foot, front thigh, and the hip is in one line. So if you need to come up slightly to do so, feel free to do so. And as you place your hands on your tummy, notice what is happening with your ribs. Are your ribs out? Can you point them in? And to do so, you maybe need to slightly crunch, and maybe crunch from your hips as well. And holding this position, we're going to interlace the hands behind you. Feel free to keep them on your waist. And as you roll your shoulders back, keeping the ribs tucked in, we're going to lean and dip the torso in approximately 45 degrees to the thigh, to the front thigh. Feel free to hinge your hips, send it back as you send your head forward. And from here, coming again into the warrior two. And as you turn your toes out on the back leg, we're going to bend the back leg and send the knee towards the toes. And keeping the front leg of the warrior two very soft, we're going to come into this gentle skandasana. Feel free to place your hand on the floor, and with the right hand, we're going to push the right thigh gently away, coming slightly deeper. And again, as you pivot your toes in, come into the warrior two. And again, continuously moving from one asana to another, interlacing your hands behind you and deepening your torso. Both legs are so active. This will help you to stabilize yourself and find the balance. And as you come into skandasana, helping yourself with the arms, keeping the knees soft. And moving non-stop, but slow and with control. And maybe each time coming slightly deeper into skandasana. And again, oops, I skipped the warrior two. And this time we're gonna hold this skandasana. So as I come, I turn my toes out, and on the front leg, I point my toes towards the ceiling. Maybe one hand goes on the floor. Maybe one hand goes on the floor, and we're going to look and twist into the right side. Maybe the left leg goes straight, and finding a little depth in here. Helping yourself with the right arm, pushing the thigh away gently, and coming back into the opposite side. Going to right leg side on the warrior two. So the right foot is turning straight towards the right. The back leg, remember, is not the focus of the day. So tucking the ribs in and interlacing your hands behind you, we're going to roll the shoulders back and deep the torso, 45 degrees approximately. And as you come again, with the strength of your thighs into the warrior two, and pivoting the toes out on the back leg, and moving into this gentle baby skandasana. Let's do this for several times. Make sure you connect the breath to the movement and make it really slow. This is going to be 3. And keeping the right toes pointing towards the ceiling. Maybe hand goes on the floor. Last one. Give it your best. And an option to touch the head on the floor or not. I am not going to do that because this is a morning. And I feel like I want to be still a little bit lazy. And hold your skandasana here, twisting towards the left side, keeping the right knee soft, toes pointed towards the ceiling. Both legs are hyperactive. Hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Releasing and letting it go. Maybe move your hips from side to side to reveal the balance. Whew. The warm-up part is done. We're going to move on the hardcore part of this flow. So feel free to pause this video, find a little bit rest, find a little of sip of water, and let's meet in a moment. So for the next exercise, I will ask you to grab your yoga blocks. An option to not use the yoga blocks, but I'm going to start it with this one. And from here we're going to gently bend our knees in this modified forward fold, weight distributed between forelimbs, and the right leg goes extended straight back. So with the straight knee of that extended leg, we're going to point the toes of the extended leg towards the mat, towards the floor. And from here, bend the back knee, bend the front knee as well, and bring the knees behind each other. If you want more, slide that knee along with the calf of the front leg and come all the way up again into this modified warrior 3. If you want more, feel free to place your shin all the way on the floor and come up again. If you still want more, release the blocks. And coming in 3, 2, and 1. The leg goes behind, extend, and both knees behind each other, maybe to slide or maybe not. That goes 1, 2, and as you go on the 3, slowing down this action. Remember, the left knee is very soft. And as you sink your hips low, the weight goes on the legs. And let's do this for the last time. Last time to hold for 3, 2, and 1. Switching up the legs. Shake it off if you need to. So coming onto the other side. Left leg goes extended behind. Left toes pointed towards the floor. And bring the knees behind each other. Sink the hips low. And again to warrior 3. We're going to move here for several times. Maybe sliding the knee and extend. Maybe to bring the shin all the way on the floor. Yes. And last one to hold. As you sink your hips, weight goes on the leg. Weight goes on the heel. And release. So let go of your blocks or keep the block with you. We're going to come into the crescent lunge on the right leg side. So from here, place a yoga block where would be your left leg. And now, as we are in crescent lunge, let's square the hips so the both hip bones are pointing towards the front. We are coming into this position. Make sure the big toe of the front leg is also in contact with the mat, so you're pressing through it. And from here we're going to extend the arms towards the side, and as you sink your hips first, hips go low, and then you twist and then touch the block. An option to touch the block, an option to touch the floor, another option to touch the block with your elbow, or to touch the floor with your elbow. So let's get started in 3, 2, and 1. So bring your hips up, front knee very soft, and extend your arms as you sink your hips low first, then twisting to touch the block, and bring it all the way up again. Let's do this for 6 times. 5, 4. It's okay to adjust. It's okay if you feel like you're wobble bobble. We're building strength in the balance in here. And last one. Do your best one for the last one. Yes. And let's switch the sides. Now coming onto the left leg side. Block goes onto the other one. Inhale your belly in. I want to say engage your core, but inhale your belly in will engage your core. So we're good in here. And bring yourself slightly up, front knee soft. Remember, we're not locking the front knee ever here. And extend your arms towards the side. We're going to sink the hips, twist and touch. Feel free to connect this, sinking the hip and touching and twisting. 4. This is going to be 3. Oops. The wobble bubble comes out. And I'm sliding. 5. And 6. Let go your block. Shake it out. Maybe to ragdoll in the forward fold with very soft knees. And we're going to come into the lizard again, into the left leg side. An option to use the blocks or to do it without the blocks. Since I'm starting the first circle with the blocks, I'm going to demonstrate it with the blocks. So the back leg goes extended, sinking the hips low. And as you bend your elbows like you would go into chaturanga, we're going to sink the shoulders down. Maybe the front leg goes on the outer edge of its foot. And we're going to push up. And from here, we're going to glide the hips back into this modified pyramid. Dorsiflex the toes towards the shin. So we're trying to reach the toes towards the shin, keeping the front knee very soft or straight. And then we're going to let the foot on the floor, keeping still the bend in the knee, shifting hips again forward. We're going to pivot the toes out on the back leg and let the heel on the back leg land on the mat. So coming into this modified skandasana, helping yourself with the elbow to point out the front knee, and again turning, coming into this lizard lunge. Maybe the knee on the floor or maybe not. If you want more, feel free to pick it up. We're going to move between these 2 asanas. Gentle skandasana, toes go towards the ceiling. And as you dip your shoulders, push up into pyramid. Helping yourself to point that knee away. Straighten the front leg or not. That is your choice today. And notice how with every single rep, we're building an enormous integrity. Let's do this for the last one. Last one to hold on each of these 3 asanas. So as you come into this lizard, feel free to drop the back knee or keep it extended. And come into this modified pyramid with the knees bent or soft or straight all the way up. What I want from you here is to point these toes towards, pull these toes towards the shin. And for the last one, we're going to come in this modified skandasana. Feel free to go all the way down, or if you're like me, hold it with your hands on the block or on the floor, and release. Switching towards the right side, we're going to come into this right-legged lizard lunge. Remember, options are with the knee on the floor or floating. And in 3, 2, and 1, we're going to into push-up and come into this pyramid with the toes pulling towards the shin. Back leg pivot, we're going into this modified skandasana with the hands on the floor. And again, back into the lizard push-up. Front leg goes straight. Connecting the breath into the movement. Okay, my left side is stickier than the right side. If you feel so today, with every rep, go deeper. It doesn't necessarily mean you're better or worse if you don't go deeper, or if you do, or you do. But what we're doing here, we're building the stamina, the yoga stamina. And the last one to hold, guys. Hold your lizard with extended knee or not for 3, 2, and 1. Straight forward into the pyramid. Toes pulling towards the shin. Remember, hips are square, so you're pulling the hip, the right hip backward and the front hip forward. And as you land your back heel on the floor, point the toes towards the ceiling, coming into skandasana. Maybe all the way up for 3, 2, 1. Congratulations. We are going to move into this plyometric part of this workout. So if you have any knee conditions or any knee discomfort or ankle discomfort, feel free to stay in the chair pose with the yoga block and try and squeeze it with your knees, that block, and hold here the whole time. We're going to jump. And we are going to jump into from the squat into the squat, but we're going to rotate into the 180. And as you fall on, and as you land, I will ask you to land on your foreleg to avoid any jamming into the knees. So starting in 3, 2, and 1, squatting and pivoting. Find the pace, what fits you. What I want you here is to control the rotation at the hips and at the knees. Let's do this for 2 more times. Okay, last one. Yes, good job. Congratulations. We're going to close your eyes. And as you want to breathe really fast, control the urge. And slow down the breath. You want to inhale deeply and exhale deeply. Building the tolerance for carbon dioxide and slowing down the heart rate at your will. Good job, you guys. We're gonna start immediately on the second circuit, second and the last circuit. Make sure this is your best one. If you feel like, no, SM, I'm going to stick to my pace, feel free to do so. But I'm going to not use the blocks. I will still give you the options to remind. So starting in 3, 2, and 1. Knees soft, right leg goes extended behind, toes pointed towards the mat. Knees behind each other, or slide down the shin to touch and bring it all the way up for 6 times. 5, wobble, bobble. We're building the strength in the balance. It is absolutely fine if you fall. Come back again. And this is active workout on those deep hip rotators. And last one. Make it your best. Congratulations. That was the last time on the left side. Let's move on the right side. Let's put our best work. Left leg goes behind to extend and knees behind each other to slide. This is going to be last 5 of this workout, of this sequence. Make it your best. I believe in you. I believe in myself. 3 more times. Last 3 times. You can do this. Wobble bobble is shaking so badly. 2 more times. Damn, my right leg is so much weaker than the left one. Maybe to come on the floor. That is absolutely fine. And yes, we did it. I'm so proud of you. You came all the way to this part. So coming into the lizard lunge of the left leg side. Remember, an option to place the knee on the floor, an option not to. And as you come into this chaturanga in the lizard, maybe to come on the outer edge of the foot and touch the ear on the mat and come up into skandasana, into pyramid. And from pyramid, we're going to pivot to sink the hips deeper and point the back toes towards the ceiling. Let's move here for 5 times. 4. Follow your pace. I might run too fast because I have been doing this for so much long and my body knows these movements. So take your time to build the patterns, to build the good patterns. I can feel my left leg. It's going to be so sore tomorrow. And last one we're going to hold. As you hold this low push-up pyramid, lizard, hold here for 3, 2, and 1. Coming to the pyramid, holding it here for 3, 2, and 1. And last one, 3, 2, and 1. Shake your leg if you need to. How many times did I say that today? So many times. Coming straight into the lizard on the other side. We're going to pick up the back knee and coming to the chaturanga. Knee goes away, foot goes away. Push up into pyramid. Leg goes straight, toe goes towards the shin. Sink the hips into skandasana. Push that knee away with your arm. And pivot again into the lizard push-up. This is going to be 4, 3. Remember, we're building good patterns. That's why we're controlling the transition between asanas. And last one is going to be on the hold, back toes pointed towards the ceiling. And hold the push-up position in the lizard for 3, 2, and 1. The back leg is straight all the time. Pyramid. So the front leg is hyperactive and release. Pivoting into skandasana. The back toes are pointed towards the ceiling. We're pushing that knee away from you for 3, 2, and 1. Bravo. We're going to go now to the crescent lunge. Feel free to use the blocks. Feel free to place the palm on the floor. I'm going to place my elbow on the floor. So starting 3, 2, and 1. Both hip bones are pointing towards the front. The knee is very soft, and as you sink your hips, then you twist and touch and straighten. Knees is very soft. The front knee Did I say knees? Ah. Whew, that was sticky. And 3. Remember, the touching part is really dependent on the hips. If you sink enough deep, that's when you can reach it out. And last one. Congratulations. We're going to do this last time on the other side. Make it your best. I believe in you. And in 3, 2, and 1. Squaring the hips, pointing them forward. And as you sink down, touch the elbow on the floor. And coming slightly up with soft knee. And again, foot 4, 3. Follow your pace. I sometimes run. Oops, it's okay to wobble. And last time. Sink the hips down, low, tap, and let it go. Yes, we made it. We made it this far. Now last part. Remember, grab a yoga block between your knees and squeeze it and hold the chair pose. Or jump and rotate with me for 12 times. In 3, 2, and 1. 1, 2, 3, 4. As you land on your forefoot and make sure your knees are not caving in. Oops, it's okay to fall, like I did. I can feel my legs anymore. Let's do this 2 more times. And oops, last one. Bravo. And we've done. We are done. And I'm out of breath. So let's come seated on our shins or cross-legged. Close your eyes. Feel your heartbeat and visualize it. And as you breathe, visualize how you slow down your heartbeat, how that line slows down. And as you breathe deeper and slower, we are slowing down the urge to breathe fast. And building the tolerance of the carbon dioxide. Last one, so deep inhale. And hold here for 4 seconds. 4, 3, 2, and 1. And let it go all the way down. Now let's come into the forward fold. An option to use the block. I'm going to demonstrate with the blocks. So sit down on your block, or feel free not to, if you feel like this is your go-to today. The second block goes behind the knees, and as you find yourself in this modified forward fold, try and bring the toes towards the shin. And like as if you want to touch your toes towards the shin to activate those shin tissues. And the back knees, we're trying to press the back knees towards the mat, but we're not trying to straighten the leg. We're simply pressing down that block. And from here we're going to engage the front of the thighs. And to do so we need to bend into the lower back and to hinge the hips. So we're engaging actively these front thigh muscles. And think of reaching the elbows towards each other as if you want to touch them. And we're going to hold this position for a while. What we're doing here is we're working with the stretch reflex. And that means that when we engage the front thighs, the back thigh releases. Sorry. And because I need to hold you here a while, I need to speak a while as well. So if you're someone who has the strained hamstrings or the pain when you forward fold in the bum, Don't use any blocks. What you want to do is to lock out those knees and hold this position. What it will do to you is that it will rebuild the tension balance at the insertion of the hamstring muscles. Hold here for 3. And as you hold here, touch your belly. And make sure it is very soft because we want it to be very relaxed. The work is done by the whole back chain of our body. And 1. Bravo. With the blocks or without the blocks, it always is an active asana. And for the last one, we're going to come onto our backs. Bring the feet hip width apart, closer to bum. And from here, actively bring the right leg into the happy baby pose, meaning that we're going to bring the right knee in the outside of the right elbow, so the body is inside of that leg. And from here, we're going to flex the ankle. Try again and reach the toes towards the shin. Flexing the knees, flexing the hip, and trying to actively, with the muscles, bring that knee towards the floor. The left leg goes and falls outside to rebuild the balance at the pelvis, so it doesn't turn out or turn in. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. And to release, grab hold on the big toes or the outer edge of your foot or the shins or the thighs and the shins, whatever is calling for you today. And let the heaviness of the upper body sink that leg even further down. If you have any hip discomfort, feel free to do that activation one more time. And sink. As we are on our back, the body releases itself and comes down after all this active practice. Isn't it what we need today? And gently let it go, let go of your foot and change the sides. Now left leg comes into this flex position, right leg falls out, flexing the toes, flexing the knee and the hip. Try and reach that left knee towards the mat. The left elbow, the left arm is inside. And hold here for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Then to grab hold with your choice. And we're going to sink that leg further down into the mat. Slowing down the breath. And gently let go of that leg. Extend your legs into Shavasana. Let your feet naturally roll out, pointing the palms towards the ceiling. Let your elbows and shoulders sink into the mat. Relax your eyebrows, relax your jaw. Maybe open the jaw and twist it from side to side. Notice how much tension we hold in this part. And I'm going to let you here to hold your Savasana for 5 minutes or even more. Thank you for coming today to my class. See you in the next video.